In this video you are going to learn 9 traps in Baltic Defense, this system that you can see here in the screen. I play a lot of blitz games on chess.com actually, and many players play this system against me. I consider this as a bad system, however people insisting on playing this, and I say, hey, wait a minute, what is so special about that, right? The first name of this opening is Baltic Defense, however Kesaris, a very strong player, popularized it a lot. I have a website article, you're very welcome to click the link below to learn more about this opening, and here without further ado, let's see what is going on. Black has some main ideas here. First of all, he is aiming to play the Queen's Gambit decline with active bishop on f5. This is the first idea. The second is to force white into a concrete play, because white needs to do something. Then he can develop his pieces as soon as possible. It's very nice this, he needs to do that one. And last but not least, he should open up the center. Now, what is the Queen's Gambit? After these two first moves, white can play this move c4, and black is not capturing here, so we don't have the Queen's Gambit accepted, but he can play something else. And if we play the move e6 here, you can see that this bishop is locked. For that reason, with this Baltic defense, he would like first of all to develop the bishop, and after that play e6 and play the Queen's Gambit with this bishop outside of the pawn chains. This is the main idea. And now we are forcing white to do something, because in many cases white here needs to play concretely. If he played very slowly, something like this, we can achieve our plan, right? And everything is just fine here. We are totally fine if white give us little time. For that reason, white need to play concretely. The best move here is to take on d5. This is the best move, but of course white can play something like this to attack our pawn on b7. So he needs to play some not very standard moves. And when white is starting the game, and when he plays the first move d4, he would like a quiet game. He would like to develop his pieces naturally, right? But we're going to disrupt this harmony with this Baltic defense, bishop to f5. Before start analyzing these traps, in order to understand the theory actually, let me show you very quickly another game. We have this one, it's Morphy Duke, and now black played this move bishop to f5. Now we have a very important rule that it's not only on Baltic defense, it's on everything. Very important rule. When the bishop is missing from c8, then you can attack the b7 pawn. This is the very important rule. You can see here that this bishop is missing, and you need to attack. You can attack this pawn on b7. This is a weak pawn. Anytime that black is moving that bishop, you can attack that pawn, and it could happen in many openings. For example, in this one that we are going to see here in London system, very often in Torre, for example, in Baltic defense, in many openings. And now white played this one. He played this in order not to exchange the queens here, and after this he is threatening checkmate, the scholar checkmate on f7. He protects that one. And now what is the best move for white? Maybe I can flip the board here. It's white's turn. How are you going to play with the white pieces? And immediately you can notice that this bishop is missing, so we can attack here and there. It's a double threat, this one. And this game ended very nicely. This is the last moves of the game. Do you know how to continue here with the white pieces? If yes, you are very welcome to write it in the comments below.
Boring.
Let's now move forward with the trap number 1. After this first move, so we can play this bishop on f5, and white immediately can notice that b7 is unprotected, and he can play this move. Maybe this move is not the best right now, because he is moving the queen too many times in order to capture the pawn, and now we can reveal our main idea to develop the pieces fast. We have some things to do here. The first trap and idea I'm going to give you is this one. Taking there, you just capture a pawn. You can take anything you want, but we capture something as well. We're threatening here, we're threatening your queen, and after this we can develop the knight, because we need to save the rook. Now he can play something like that, because he's spinning that knight, threatening this one. We have this move to develop quickly. He can take that pawn, he could feel happy, and now we have the very nice move e5. Try to strike in the center, and what we have here are 3 pieces very active. We have open lines for our pieces, and he just only developed his queen, so we have fantastic development. And after this, he is threatening the knight. We have this one, and suddenly he can play queen b5 check, attacking the knight and the king as well. However, here we have this move. He can play something like this, continue attacking, but now it's our turn. He created a threat, and we can create a stronger threat, attacking a bigger piece. And this is rook to b1, attacking the queen. And after this, we can play c6, kick him away, and after that move, we are completely winning. Can you find here the winning move for black? It's black's turn. Pause the video. Unpause, and the correct move is bishop takes on b1, because now he don't have any defense, and if anything plays, then we have this fantastic move bishop to b4, pinning the queen and winning. Now we can move forward to trap number 2. After these opening moves again, we have the Baltic or Kesaris defense. Even Sirov played this opening with the black pieces, a very strong player. Now we have this move again, and what we said previously, do you remember? It's d takes e4, but however now we have another move, and this move is e5. Oh my goodness, e5. However, it's very good because he just developed the queen, and we're striking in the center. We are opening up our pieces, and this e5 concept, this is a concept actually, e5, very nice and popular concept. I'm going to show you something else. After this move, we can play against this one. He can take a pawn. We just give up 2 pawns, and now we can take this very important defender, because he cannot press our knight with our center with his knight actually, and we have some ideas to give this very nice check on b4. This is another very important idea, to take that knight. In Baltic defense we can take it, and after this we can give this check. Now he has to do something. If he plays bishop on d2, then we can keep his king in the center of the board. He can play something like this, continue attacking, pinning the knight. You see, he had a better future, better dreams for his bishop. For that reason he didn't exchange it. We can castle, he can develop his pieces, and we can play this move, queen to c8. What is the idea? We are threatening the queen, because now the knight is unpinned. He cannot take our queen on d8, and he can take, he can take here. He has 3 pawns up, right? However, look at his pieces. His king is in the center of the board. His queen here is not very secure. What his rook is doing, how he is going to develop his pieces, he don't have natural and easy play. For that reason, many people play this Baltic defense, hoping for these ideas actually, to have this fantastic activity. You can see we're attacking the queen, it's easy as that, and after this we can attack here, and after that we can play this move, and suddenly he cannot defend f2. He cannot do anything at all, because now we're threatening this, and the king cannot go there to protect that pawn. So black here has a fantastic position, a winning position we can say.
Ha! Gay!
Now let's see a very common idea, the common tip I told you about e5. We have now the Italian defense. I have a video actually about the Italian defense. You are very welcome to check it later, and an entire article how to play the Italian. And here, after the knight to f6, we have the 2 knights defense. Very nice system for both players, for white and black. And after this we can play knight to g5, as you can see, and we're attacking here. However, black can play this move bishop to c5, right? And now white, it looked like that he cannot play there. However, every kid in United States played this move, and black say, what are you doing? You are completely beginner, I can take that one. And after this, white can continue like this, and black can thought, what are you doing? You are just sacrificing one pawn after the other, and after this move, because now he can take the pawn. It's white's turn here, and after a while he can realize now he's losing the queen, right? And what is happening here, this is important, the d5, the d4 or e5 concept. This is a discovered attack, and people when start playing chess in the first year cannot see these threats actually, because they are focusing only in pawns that moving and this is why he can fall into that trap. He's threatening now something. He can take here, he can take the queen, he can feel a little happy because he's taking the rook maybe. However, after this very strong move, again we're threatening scholar's checkmate, and black don't have really the time to capture the rook, so white is winning. Let's move forward to trap number 3. The first moves are very fast, but however here before c4 he make it in with transposition. Actually he played first of all this move, and after that now he played c4. You can see how you can transpose in this Baltic defense in different ways. Actually in our move order, after this move we can play immediately here, and white can play some quiet moves like e3 or knight here. It's a popular move actually, and we'll already learn about that. Now let's see what's going to happen after this move knight to c3. We can play e6, right, try to stabilize everything, and now he can play this one and say, okay, I just developed my knight, I have a better development right now. But here again we can play this move knight c6, offering this pawn on b7. If he just take here, we can play this one. For example, now we are threatening. He should play something like this because we are threatening this double threat here on c2, and now at least we have equality. For example, we can take here, we can continue attacking the queen so the game is completely equal, or instead of that you can play knight f6, just developing your pieces if you would like to win actually, or you can play something like this, something like that. Try to play with compensation. You have the option here to play like that. And white didn't capture on b7 immediately, but he had bigger threats. He played this one because after queen takes on b2 he would like to take on c7 as well. But now we have this move attacking on c2 again. He can play like that. We can take here. He has some problems on how to retake. He captured like this, c6, protecting the pawn, bishop on g3. Now knight f6, continue developing the pieces, e6 and queen a5. Suddenly you can see he just developed the pieces here, he developed the bishop, and now this diagonal is unprotected, not very well protected, because the bishop cannot block this one, right? And we threaten a discover threat here, this double threat and discover threat, knight c2 to win the rook. What he's going to do, he can play something like this, and now knight d4 again. So natural, so easy moves. Again we're threatening to take or to play this check maybe, and not take exactly there, or to take here. We have a lot of threats. We have very active pieces, and now he has to do something. He played this move, and he needs to play something tricky because he's threatening our queen, and when someone is threatening you, you should not immediately go back. We have counter blows, and now we have this one. You are attacking me, I'm attacking you, and now we have double threat, attacking and attacking. In double threat, in double check, the other guy need to play only with his king. He don't have time to capture either of these pieces because both of them are attacking the king. And after this one, for example, queen b6, he can take the pawn, the knight here on d3. Black calculate very nicely. However, he cannot do it. This is completely losing because we have this check. Actually, we capture the piece, we're attacking the queen. It's completely winning for black. If he just take with the king, it's another mistake. Now we can take the queen with this move. This is a check. We're threatening the queen, we're threatening the king. He can play something like this. We can take, and the position is a little more complicated. Black is winning here as well. However, we have something better. Instead of playing knight to d6, we should capture the bishop actually. This is a check attacking the king, and after this we can take the rook, and we have enough material, right? This is completely winning. We're completely winning here. And for that reason, now he cannot take the knight on d3. He has to play something else, and during the game he played this move, tried to relocate his pieces, and you can see how ugly moves white is playing here. Very ugly moves. He just captured here attacking the queen, and after this check he has to go back, because if he goes here we have a checkmate in 3 moves. Can you find it? It's very nice. Pause the video. Unpause. I really like this one, and now we have a checkmate like that, luring the king outside, and after this we have a checkmate here like this with the bishop in 3 moves. And if he just take the knight, I didn't add it on the notes, but we can see it here, we have another cool checkmate, right? So he went back, we have this check, and after this move we have this check again. He just captured, it was a double threat, and after that he's threatening now not particularly something, and the other guy played this one, and now we have a very nice move. Actually, this is a very nice and cool move, and the last move is this one, luring the queen outside. For example, after this we can take here the knight, and black is completely winning because he's threatening a lot of discovered checks. And if he plays something like f3 here, we have knight c3, kick the queen away, and after this we can checkmate like that. Trap number 4, let's move forward. And now after these moves he can play something else, right? He's not going to play queen b3, he's not going to play that. Let's play knight c3 this time. Now we have this move, we can take queen b3 now. I'm attacking on b7, and you see how often we can see this attack on b7 when the bishop is missing. But we don't care because we can't counter attack, and now we're threatening his center. He can play something like this, taking with the queen, and now we have a beautiful move. Of course there is no need to capture his queen, but we can take this one. With x-ray we are protecting the knight actually, and we're threatening again this lovely check on c2. What he's going to do after this, we can take, he can play something like this, we can give a check, and after this we are not in a hurry to capture the rook, but we have better ideas in mind. We can play this one, saving the bishop. He has to move the rook, and now we have this check. He has to do something, and the only actually move is this one. We can take this bishop. We didn't capture the rook, but again we have material advantage and a winning position. Trap number 5. In previous move we just saw that he can take here on d5 with the queen. Now let's see what's happening if he just take with the knight. Why not? We can play this amazing move, threatening the knight, and before that, not only threatening the knight, continue threatening this, and the bishop is eyeballing this square on b7, so we're trying to protect everything. Now he has two ideas. One of them is this, we can play this check, this lovely check, and after this we can take, he can take, we can take there. You can see everything is coming in his king side. We're threatening the queen, we have this discover the battery here. He can play something like this and we can block it, right? And if he just play like that, we can win his queen. We have a double attack here, discover and double attack. This one attacking the king, and this we are threatening the king, so he cannot do anything, he's going to lose his queen. Or if he just go back actually, then we have another check. It's knight on c2, the queen is attacking, and after this, for example, we can just capture this lonely rook in the corner, so black is winning. He just played knight e3, however he can play the knight here, it's another way. Now we can take again, and you can see how the bishop is very powerful there, protecting that pawn, and he didn't have time to capture that one. He can give a check, again we have this move, this very nice move, he can take here, and now we have a check. We don't care about his knight actually, it's a little more tactical, little more concrete, but the tactics are working for us. This is a check, the only move is to give up the queen. Now we take, we are threatening checkmate in one move, and after this we can pin the knight, threatening checkmate again, we have an extra queen, and I'm sure that you can win a lot of games like this. Trap number 6, previously we saw queen takes here, knight takes there, and now let's see something else. Queen takes on b7, he has a lot of options. And now we can take again here, but you can see the mechanism, how black is attacking is actually the same. We play knight c6, capturing here, give a double threat. What more easy than that, right? And now white played a very nice move actually, g4, because he would like to disorganize white pieces. And black is not in a hurry. He played this move first of all, he didn't touch the bishop, because the bishop is very important to keep in this diagonal. For that reason we play first of all this, and after that rook to b8. You need to create counter blow, Zivanchuk, intermediate moves, counter attacking him. The queen is under attack, he can do something like this for example, and you can see we keep the bishop there to protect the knight. And now after this we're attacking the queen, we're attacking the rook, and here black is completely winning. Let's move forward to trap number 7. Sometimes you can do something else after this move. Now the best move for white actually is to capture here on d5. He has to do something like this in order not allow black to stabilize the center. Here the best move actually is to take on b1. However, we have something else in mind, and this something else is knight to f6. I'm continuing developing our pieces, my pieces, and he can play something like this. We can take, he can play queen b3, continue attacking this pawn. You can see in every actually move he's playing something like this. We can take, and now he has to take with a b pawn. However, if he just take like this, again we have knight to c6. He can play like that, and now usual concept. Do you remember that? And the concept is this: e5. He can take bishop b4, capturing the queen. Trap number 8, and here after these first moves we have the Baltic Defense again. He can take, we can take, and now he's going to take with the rook. This is not the best move, it's very obvious, right? But this is not the best move. He has to give the check here on a4, because if he just take here, we can take with the queen. He can give this check now. What is the difference? The difference, the main difference is that we can develop the knight on c6. If black manages to have this amazing development, then things are very nice for him. Now we're threatening that one. He needs to defend. We can play our standard move e5, I really like that one, or we can just castling here. And after castling we can play now this move, and after this we have this check. And believe it or not, he is losing, completely losing. This is very nice move. Or we can play e5 right now, right here, with the same ideas. We just remove that key defender, and you can see he has a lot of problems in this diagonal. For example, after this we can give the check, and after that we can play queen to e4. What a move, what a move. This move, be careful about that. Queen e4, very nice move. We are hitting the rook is unprotected, and we are threatening a discover threat to keep there, to capture there, because the queen is unprotected. So crisscross attacking everywhere here, right? So he can play something like this, long castling, and if this is not a good position actually, what is a good position? He don't have good moves here. He can play something like this, take here, completely ignore the bishop. He can take the bishop if he likes somehow, and after this, for example, we have this check. He has to play something, because here we have this pawn is pinned, cannot take like this. If queen takes, we can take there, and after that we can take here, threatening the king, threatening the queen, threatening everything. And if you just take like that, we have a checkmate in one move, the smothered checkmate. Last trap for today. Do you remember the opening moves? d4, d5, and after c4, queen's gambit decline, bishop to f5, the Baltic defense, and now he can take here, the main line, what he has to play. Now taking there, because we are threatening to take and play knight c6, this is our threat. He has to give this check, what else he can do? We can play c6. Now the problem is that we cannot develop the knight here, but we capture the piece. And if he plays something like this, playing for the tricks, try to do something like that and things like this, we can take. And now if he just take here, again we have our main concept. Do you remember that? e5, of course, attacking everything. And now he has some options. If he just play this one, we have again this check. He can play this, take, and everything is just fine. Long castling, knight f6, black is winning here, fantastic position. Or if he plays this one, then we have this check again. What to do now? Maybe this, and after that we are completely winning. This was the Baltic defense, a lot of traps actually here, how to play this opening and how to enjoy this. If you would like to become a better player, you are very welcome to register on my website. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.